Welcome to Techno English, and in this channel we will learn English through technology and through science. So welcome back. So in this video part we will discuss about the RETScreen Expert, an excellent software for the energy related engineers and for the electrical engineers and for the mechanical or actually all type of engineers if you want to go for the clean energy analysis. So REScreen is a clean energy management software that was actually developed by Canada, and you can see that from here, the Minister of Natural Resources Canada, and it was initially released on April 30th in 1998, and it needs Windows for operating system, Windows as an operating system, as well as the best part of this software is that it is provided in more than 30 languages and approximately 36 languages. So if you want to download it, all you have to go to his website. I will provide you the link of the website in the description below of this video. So this is the red screen which is developed by the Canada, and the best part I was discussing about the language selections we do have in this red screen. We do have like the most spoken languages in the world, which do includes like for instance Urdu, which do include Russian, Romanian, and uh, Swedish, as all the languages we can see that from here. So that's the best part of this software, and we can see from the system requirements we need to have Microsoft Windows, and it can be Windows 7 or 8.1 or 10 as well, or same for the Microsoft.NET framework. So I will work on the Microsoft Windows 10. So I have actually Windows 10. So if you want to download this software, this great software, you have to just press here. I will once again provide you the link in the description below of this video. So the best part is it's a clean management software which will provide you to actually go for the multiple analysis of the different type of power plants or the cogeneration plants as well. One of the worst part, or not the worst part actually, is okay, actually the downside of the REScreen Expert is that it's a premium version. Is actually you have to pay for like $849 for that, and whilst viewer mode is completely free of charge. So we'll see what we have actually in the viewer mode, and what we'll get in the premium version. So what we lack in the viewer mode is obviously we will have in the premium version of the software. So it's one of the best software. So let's see REScreen. So this is my REScreen software, which is once again is a clean energy management software, and this is the latest version of the REScreen software. So if I want to do multiple analysis, for instance, if I want to go for energy analysis, cost analysis, emission analysis in terms of climate change, in terms of environmental concerns, or in terms of CO2 emissions. We want to do the emission analysis of, for instance, solar panels, how much uh, CO2 emission mitigated through solar panels is through if we install solar panels instead of we install any conventional power plant, for instance gas turbines or the steam turbines or combined cycle power plants, etc. We can go for the financial analysis, we have the risk analysis, we can go for the performance analysis, but for the performance analysis we must have data and other thing as well. So individually, we can go for the benchmarks, which consists of location and facility. We can see from here is lighted up, and then we can go for the feasibility analysis, which considers the benchmark part as well, and we can go for the performance analysis as well, and we can go for all of the analysis as well, and that's the best part of this. And the worst part in this is the viewer mode of the Red Screen Expert, and the worst part of this viewer mode of the Red Screen Expert is that I cannot save any of my data, and you can see that it's clearly written here the subscription required. So as I don't have subscription, I don't have like $850, $849 to be exact, which is like more than my like 5 to 6 month salary. So if we talk about the plants, what type of plants do we have. So these are all type of the plants we have in this generalized category of the power plants. We do have solar panels, the photovoltaics means, and we do have wind turbines. We do have uh, uh, cogeneration. We do have gas turbines. We do have steam turbines, and we do have the multiple types or the biofuels, for instance. And we do have the cogeneration options. For instance, if I want to go for the power, as well as heating, as well as cooling. For instance, if I run a steam turbine, I produce power from steam turbine, and as well as for the residual or the flue gases or the rest of the steam, I use it for passive or for the home's heating, for the residential heating. So if I want to perform analysis on the industry in terms of energy consumption, and for instance, there are all different analysis, cost analysis. For instance, I can go for this as well. I can analyze commercial institutions as well as the residential areas, as well as the agriculture, individual means measures, sorry, and the transportation as well. So the best part is you do have a user manual for RETScreen Expert, and the RETScreen Expert provides us with e-learning. And this, if you click this, you will have multiple YouTube links open up, and all you have to do is go to that link, specific link, and learn whatever you want to learn. But the one of the downside of that is, as a student, is the videos are actually quite lengthy, like an hour and a half, majority of the videos. So I don't have enough time as to actually go for that. And these are the climate data. And so let's discuss it. The first, we will go in the settings to set some values. In the setting, we can see that we are obviously using the viewer mode. We can change the language. And for instance, if I want to go for Urdu or for Hindi, for instance, and all other languages. So as English is the most spoken language in the world, so I will go with the English language. And the best part of is for the analysis, for financial analysis, for cost analysis, and emission analysis, for instance. The best part is I can choose the currency. For instance, I have to set export values, I have to set inflation rates, I have to set, for instance, tax revenues, for instance, all those values. I need a currency. So I can use a global currency for that, which is obviously the United States dollars. So I can choose United States dollar as well. And we do have multiple options in this as well. And this has like more than 196 nations currency in here. So yes, I will go for the United States currency as well. Well, the second is that the thirdly most important part is units. We do know that we have different type of units. One is the metric, second is imperial. So we will follow the metric units. And for the heating value references, let's skip this part. We will actually discuss it in our cogeneration plants. But in this part of the analysis or introduction of the red screen, we will actually just discuss the units, the basic units. So common energy unit is kilowatt hour, which is equivalent to 1 unit. And if I want to express the energy in terms of for the power plants, I choose the megawatt hours, and for the real property I have chosen kilowatt hours, and for the power plants again the production capabilities or the production capacities I have chosen kilowatts. So if I want to, for instance, I change some values, and basically the currency value is initially, or the default value is in United States, is in Canadian currency. I change it to the United States. So for instance, if I want to start, or if I want to actually change or reset my whole values, all I have to go to the bottom of the page and just restore my default settings. So it will back to its original values. So let's get back to the home. So this is my home file. So we will try to learn a simple concept of, for instance, in this part we will analyze a PV panel, and we will go for its benchmarks and its financial as well as feasibility analysis, and we will see performance analysis after some time when we will have the data in the real fields. So the best part of the RETScreen is before installing that system in our real life or in the real time, we can analyze all the scenarios, like for how many years it will cost us, and then it will generate us some revenues, and we can actually see that. And we can see that feasibility and also whether to install this plant or not, or whether to install what type of plant we should install. It's all depends on you actually, but this will provide you enough data so you can actually go for a better decision. It will provide you all those informations. So let's start with the virtual energy analyzer to analyze all of these things. So let's start with this. When you click the virtual energy analyzer, it will take some time, but yes. So firstly, it's ask you for the facility type. Let's discuss or what type of facility you want. Either you want a power plant, or you want a cogeneration, or you want to investigate a real property data. For instance, industrial, commercial, residential, agriculture, or the individual measured as well. And we will go with the power plant. So what kind of power plant we intend to actually see or discover? So we do have gas turbines, we do have gas turbine combined cycles, which is combined cycle power generation, which use heat recovery steam generations, in which we first actually burn the gas or the working fluid, our working thing is gas, and then the residual or the flue gases are used to uh, raise the temperature of the water or to convert into steam. We produce steam and we then run it as steam turbine. So that's a heat recovery and a steam generation system. So and that's actually one of the, you can see the call it you can call it an next level advancement in the gas turbine systems. So we do have hydro turbines, as well as we have photovoltaics, we have reciprocating engines, we have solar thermal power, we have steam turbines, we have wind turbines, we have multiple technologies as well. So let's start with the photovoltaic systems. So it will ask you from ranges from 10 kilowatt to 1 gigawatt. So what's the value of your plant? So don't get confused or don't get actually distracted that it's only us in multiples of 10, like 10 kilowatts or 100 kilowatts or 1000 kilowatts or 10,000 of kilowatt. All you have to do is select the nearest value to your desired plant. For instance, if you want to install like for instance 5 kilowatt plant solar PV system in your home, so let's actually select 10 kilowatts. If you select 10 kilowatts, then we can later change it to 5 kilowatts in our next step. And the second thing is the solar PV system is either fixed or is enabled with tracking system, which is multiple or the one axis or the two axis. One axis means, for instance, north to south, or sorry, means east to west, or second tracking system involves north to south. One is for actually the in cases of the day, and the second case or the tracking the sun in days and daylights, or the second involves in cases of the seasons, summer season or the winter seasons. So if I have some tracking system involved, then I have to select the values from this, and the all means the combination of this system. So let's we don't have actually the tracking system involved. So that's just a 10 kilowatt system. So what these 5 stars mean? The 5 stars means we are going for complete analysis of the systems. We're going for the climate data. We will go for the benchmark data. We will go for the energy base case. We will go for the energy proposed case, and cumulative data. Means we will go for the all type of analysis we do have in the system for this my proposed system. And if for instance in some cases only ask you or only provide you analysis of the system in like 3 stars, means a limited analysis. So the next best part of this software is you have to select a desired location for your proposed PV system. So for instance, if I want to install the system in for instance I want to install the system in Saudi Arabia and in Riyadh. So this is the capital of the Saudi Arabia. All I have to do is just if I have the better location of my system, I will, or I can zoom in to the system or zoom out of the system to select my desired location and move this location, for instance, to this point. I want to install my PV system at this point, and you can convert this data into satellite data, into Google Map system, and to the back to the satellite systems. So that's the best part of the system. So for instance, I want to install my system, I have like facility type of power plant, my type is photovoltaic system, and my description is of 10 kilowatts. I actually intend to go for a 5 kilowatt system, so I will let it change this value. So my facility location is Riyadh, sorry. So I will actually then go to this point, calculate, and then it will take some time in processing it, in calculating it, and then we will go to the next step. So we have a RETScreen location, and we are in, and now this is type of location, and the best part is our climate data location is Saudi Arabia, and facility location is obviously Saudi Arabian city. The best part is we do have all the environmental data of that specific location where we intend to install our power plant or our PV system. So, and this data is provided by NASA. The best part is, uh, so we have an latest annual data from the NASA about that specific location, and it provides us with air temperature. We can see that air temperature in January, we can see that in Feb, we can see that from Feb to December, up to the December, and we have annual values, and we can change this Celsius into the Fahrenheit as well, and we do have relative humidity from Jan to December as well. We have the precipitation as well. We have a daily solar radiation on the horizontal surface as well, which is the actually which serve as the most promising factor for the PV system, because PV system operates on the solar photons, and the daily solar radiation is actually the measurement of those photons. So it provides us with the January to, for instance, December data of daily solar radiation on horizontal surfaces, as well as it provides us with the atmospheric pressures. It provides us with the wind speeds. We can convert and sorry for that. So it can provide us data in meter per second as well as kilometer per hour and miles per hour. It all depends on you, on your feasibility. And we do have Earth's temperature as well. We do have heating degree days as well as cooling degree days as well. And this data is collected at the wind speeds, for instance, is collected at the 10-meter level of the ground. So that's the best part of this RETScreen Expert. The data is real data. You can use this real data uh, of the of that specific location for your actual research purpose as well, and the data is provided by the NASA itself. And we can have the longitudinal and the latitude values of that specific facility location. We have the climate zone as well, which is very hot and dry. We have elevations, we have heating design temperatures, we have cooling design temperatures, and the best part of it is we also have the values or the plotted graph of those values over the whole year, from Jan to December. And we have a daily solar radiation curve, and we have earth temperature as well. The daily solar radiation is in this, and these are the daily solar radiation. The blue marks are the daily solar radiations, and the green line is for the air temperature. If I want to judge these values or different values in for example, for the whole for the whole year, all I have to do is change the values from here. For instance, I want to see the wind speed, and I want to see, for instance, earth temperature. So that's it. I can change all my values, and I have a graph for that values as well. So, so the next step is to move on the facility, and we will see the more parts of this, and we'll explore. So the more options we are provided with in RETScreen. So we have facility, we have then we will analyze energy, and like when we will change, for instance, value from 10 kilowatts to 5 kilowatts, then we will estimate its cost, initial cost, and then we will see its emission, then its finance and risk, and we will have a report for a report for this project as well. And for instance, if I want to, for instance, change just my values, for instance, I want to change this value from Saudi Arabia to, for instance, from this city to another city of the Saudi Arabia or location. All I have to do is go to this select climate data location, or from this point, for instance, I will just click this point and I'm back with the data. So another important thing is the red dots show the data is provided by is from the ground, or means provided by the local stations, and the blue dot represents is the data is provided by the NASA or from these NASA stations. So for instance, if I want to change the values for my location, all I have to do is, for instance, or either to type it in here or just move this point to, for instance, at this point to this new city. So I have to paste the data, and I will see that my whole data which is provided by the NASA for that location will update here. So I do have now different values and specific values, or the specified values for that location, which is Rida or King Khalid. Between there's some there's some location between these two points, and obviously this data is provided by the NASA. So that's the best part of this RETScreen. So that's the end of the part one of this video series of the about the RETScreen software. In next part of video, we'll discuss the other options of facility, energy, cost, emission, finance, etc. So if you do have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact me and comment me by commenting on that video below, and please subscribe my channel, as well as uh, share this video to the other students, and thank you.